sure when you guys are gonna see this, but I kind of started with the stock car wing. I wasn't really sure how to do it or how to go about it, so I kind of just winged it, pun intended. Went to my local metal shop, had two strips of steel cut. So on the back here, I went ahead and had a flat strip of steel. All I did is use 2 vice grips, snapped it on there, called it good, and that kind of gave us something to work off. Once we did that, I took the 7 1/4 piece of flat steel, set it on there, and drew the bottom line from underneath. That gave me the curve I needed to cut. So once we cut that, I went ahead and mashed it on the bottom side, cut that, so it has this nice curve 5-inch, 6-inch piece of steel, and it just sits perfectly on there. A little complicated, but pretty straightforward. Now that I got it kind of mocked up where I think I want it, I'm gonna take the welder, I'm gonna tack it up a few places, make sure it's good, take it off, fully weld it up. We gotta be careful how we weld it. If I have too much heat in one area, I could twist and warp the wing, which is why I kind of want to tack it all on the car first. What I didn't want to happen happened, and it started giving me the wavy waves. I got too hot in certain areas, and now the metal's warping and waving. Not only doing that, she's twisting, so I gotta figure out how I'm gonna straighten that out the best I can. I'm gonna measure each side, make sure it matches up exactly. I'm gonna pre-drill a few holes, put some self-tappers in it, so that way I could take the vice grips off and see how it's gonna look. And from there, I could probably heat up part of the wing and bend it, try to shape it. And then if we really want to get nasty and dirty, we're gonna take it to a ball peen hammer and just try to shape it out the best we can. Overall, it doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look great either. The whole warping, I'm definitely not liking. So I'm gonna try to figure out how the hell I'm gonna make that as smooth and as straight as possible. Got a lot of the waving going on. I don't want to just beat it with a hammer, because all that's gonna do is make it worse. As I tried doing it right here, lots of dimples on there. I don't know if the GoPro can see that. Yeah, that wavingness. That's not gonna fly with me. I don't like that. So I'm gonna try to see what else I can do to straighten that out. It's not like I got an English wheel where I can just let that roll through. Otherwise, I'm pretty happy how it turned out. I'm just gonna have to keep working this the best I can and get this as straight as possible. So I'm gonna mess with this for a while. If I get something figured out, I'll get back with you guys. I think I got most of it kind of straightened out, at least down here, so it's not so wavy with the body hammer. I went ahead and self-tapped it for now. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use pop rivets or go find some different stainless steel bolts and just bolt it on, but we'll cross that road when we get there. Day 2 of the NASCAR Thunderbird build. I'm gonna start fixing some of the rust on here. Now, this is pretty bad, and the right thing to do is to really probably just replace the fenders and cut all the rockers out and re-weld them in. But we are gonna do the one thing you should never, ever do when it comes to rust repair, and even I'm cringing. We're gonna spray it with some filler foam, expansion foam, and then I'm gonna slather it with some Bondo glass, and then we're just gonna sculpt the shape, make it look slightly less worse.
Horrible.
It's gonna be bad. After all that, maybe we could tape off this line and use like wrapper liner and really kind of help preserve a lot of this, but we got to knock a lot of this rust out. It's worse than I thought. I don't have a substructure to weld to. That's why I'm not doing all that extra work. It's just not worth it to me. Now you might be asking me why don't we just cut this out and do it the right way? You ever seen the movie Matilda, where the dad's putting the bumper on with super glue?
We really should weld these bumpers on, but that takes time, equipment, money. So we use super glue instead.
That's kind of what we're after. Not the right way, but good enough. Yeah. Come on. So a lot of it's actually kind of just the front where the fender is, back here in the rocker. The middle part of it's pretty solid, so that's good. I really don't want to do a bunch of cutting and quartering and welding. I don't want to do all that. There's no substructure behind that. So for me to do this the right way, I'd have to add all that and then add behind that. I got nothing to attach it to. So that's why we're doing this way. I don't recommend this. at all. So many of you were giving me shit in the last one with the Buick. I got leather, safety glasses, all the stuff to be dangerous. I don't want to hear about it. It's so bad. It's looking worse, but terrible, but better. No. It's looking worse, but better at the same time. We're making it worse, but it's looking better because we're getting rid of all that. Okay, break up all the actual rot. Save what we can. I did recently go to my local Harbor Freight, pick up one of these little bead blasters for like 20 bucks and a bucket of sand for like 40. So I'm kind of curious to see how well this is really gonna work. Taking out a lot of the really tight rust spots that I can't reach. Okay, so I think 95% of that's good. Doesn't look bad now. Got some self-etching primer. For you professionals, you're gonna want to look away. Your discretion is advised. I'm just gonna make this look as good as I can. The worst that could happen is it just turns out terrible.
Oh my god.
Get in there.
Okay, no.
Professional body work, right? I'm gonna reassess this. What have I done? This is why I don't do this for a living. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side so I don't bore you guys with this, and I'll get back to you when I get done or somewhat make some progress. Well, update. It's better, but it's worse. I gotta let this set up for 24 hours. I'm already gonna get criticized for this and a lot of hate, but you know what? It works, right? I mean, yes, the right thing to do is to cut this all out, replace it with the actual proper sheet metal and proper panels, but I'm lazy, I'm cheap, and I'm impatient. So yeah, I'm gonna do this foam method. I've never done this before, and I do not recommend doing it at all. It don't look terrible. I mean, we're gonna put a good coat of a short strand body filler, and then I'm gonna sand it, and we're gonna do probably Bondo and just really shape and mold it, and hopefully it's sealed up enough where it ain't gonna rust. Now, yes, it could rust from the inside out, but you know, I'm going for looks and functionality. That's pretty solid. It ain't bad compared to what I started off with. I mean, it's pretty rusty. Ideally, it really needs a rocker. It needs the piece behind the rocker, and then it just needs this whole lower section. The car's a little more rustier on the bottom than I thought. I think for the look we're going for, I'm not gonna complain. Oh, I need a bigger garage or something. We had a pretty bad storm last night, and I didn't want the windows getting hailed on, maybe busting the window. So that's why I got that there. I wasn't able to get that far, so I was able to get one spot at least done to see if it will really hold, and surprisingly it actually has held pretty well. Now we still have to shape this and mold it a lot, but overall it's pretty solid. I'm gonna do probably another skim coat of Bondo, and then we'll really sand it, hit it with the primer, and call it good. It's not the right way, but I'm gonna do it because nobody's here to stop me. Alright, got her knocked down. She doesn't look too bad. I'm definitely gonna have to do another skim coat. I know it's not the right way. I'm probably never gonna hear the end of it. Let's sit here and mix this for a while. Oh my goodness, this is terrible. Alright, so back up at the front. Don't think I'll need another Bondo coat. I think this is gonna be good enough. Once I hit it really good, primer it, and I think what we're gonna do is probably tape off right here this body line, and I'm gonna hit that with the bed liner. This I'll end up probably painting over anyway. I just want the extra coverage and protection of the area that we repaired. Okay, so I kind of went ahead and off camera, just put another coat of Bondo glass on the rear quarter area. I'm gonna let that sit and harden before I knock it down again, but I went and primed the front part of the fender. Not bad. I mean, from afar, it's gonna be fine. And that's kind of all I'm really after. Once I kind of smooth and feather this out some more, I'm gonna tape off this line, and that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna sand the whole section, we're gonna prime it, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do the Raptor liner. Not bad, I think it's pretty dang solid now. I'm gonna put you guys on time lapse. We're gonna throw another sandpaper on it, another sandpaper thing, and then we're gonna keep sanding away at this. Alright, so I got it knocked down pretty good. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do it. Another Bondo coat. Hopefully this one shouldn't take as long. It should be a lot thinner because I got a lot of the major holes covered. We're gonna have to work back here more. I'm probably gonna start here, maybe, and then work my way to the front. Just gonna keep knocking this out. Well, I think I forgot to hit record. I got the rear section sanded and primed. I just hit it with primer. I'm not too worried about like little pinholes there. I can hit that glazing putty, or hopefully the Raptor liner stuff will pretty much hide a lot of that. Holy shit, this is gonna take forever. Okay, so sanded, feels pretty good. I might just hit this with the light Scotch Brite just so we could paint over it. Feels okay, but I don't like how this is flaking up that easy. It's probably because I didn't really sand it underneath. I just shot this with primer, call it good. This all feels pretty good. I'm gonna wipe this down, I'm gonna tape this up, and then hopefully we can start throwing on some of that Raptor. Oh yeah, that like takes that primer right off. Look at that, just enough tape. Right? I think that's it. What that does is that activates the 2-part hardener inside the cam. Whoa, holy shit. Okay, I'm actually kind of impressed. That doesn't look too bad. We'll see what it looks like when it dries here. It is not too shabby. I don't want to bore you guys doing the same thing to the other side. I might just do it off camera. And I got some Hoosier tires from a good friend of mine, so he gave me those for free. So that helps me out with the budget. My goal is probably $1,000. I don't want to spend more than $1,000 to make this thing look like a NASCAR. It's not going to be exact. Again, we're just doing a tribute, not doing a replica. But overall, I think this is going to turn out pretty dang cool. Found wheels. I had to get some spacers. These are 5 on 4.5. The car's actually 5 on 4.25. Tire shops are getting freaking expensive, so I'm going to try to do this without busting knuckles. Probably not even gonna be able to do this. I used to be really good at this. I'm bending the shit out of my tire irons. Holy shit, there's one side. How do I do this to myself? Note to self, don't ever do this. tearing the hell out of my tire. Put my head on it. Get in there.
You got it!
Oh. I'm gonna do the other 3 craft camera because that was not fun. I don't want to bore you guys with, so I'll get back to you when I hopefully get them on. I got one. Forgot to hit the record button. Oh my gosh. Oh God, I got it. There it goes. All right, I get tired, dude. Yes, we're putting wheel spacers on. Do I like doing this? No. Puts more stress on the axle and the wheel bearings and everything else. But 1.25 inches, I'm not too worried about. I mean, it's probably gonna be fine. And if we end up breaking something, then we know not to do this again. I'm up my wheel and tire. Can you bring that to me? Oh my God!
I wasn't gonna let it keep going.
Dude, it's cool, but it's also like, ugh, should I be worried? Hey, are these legal? Are the Hoosier tires legal? I don't know. Okay, we'll go with that.
Did he say just drive them and find out?
Yeah, just drive them and find out. There we go. Yeah, we're clearing pretty good. There we go. Who's gonna know the difference? We could just write D-O-T and it'll be fine. Race cars! Race cars!
Quit.
Drove the car around for a little bit and unfortunately I have a hole in the sidewall. I can't fix that. Luckily I have one more tire that has decent tread. I'm gonna deal with that another day. I was worried about that. I kind of figured that was gonna happen. So I could do one of 2 things. I can ignore it, which is probably what I'm gonna do, or we can sand all this down, cut all this out and do it the right way, but I'm not gonna do that. Finally, the moment has come. We're gonna be doing exhaust on the T-Bird. There's 2 ways I'm gonna wanna maybe do this. It's either put it out the passenger side or the driver's side. I wanna do the passenger side, but because the fuel tank is a little bit closer on this side and the fuel line runs along that side, I may not do that. I might try, but we'll see. As of right now, I'm probably just gonna start cutting everything off. This is my setup, what I got so far. I'm gonna weld those collectors on as exhaust adapters, and then we're gonna go a 90 and a 45, and we're just gonna kind of shoot it right out this side. Okay, I'm probably gonna keep the cats on, but I might hollow them out. What I think I want to do is just cut it there, just behind it and there. I'm gonna cut it there and there. We're just gonna cut the whole thing off, and that's how we're gonna start this. So you go to Harbor Freight, got the cheapest saws I could for like 24 bucks. A worn out blade and a good blade, so between those 2, we should be able to cut the whole thing off quick. I got my safety glasses. Okay, this has got a bend right here, so I might have to go a little bit behind it. That might give me the offset I really actually want on the car for the exhaust. my blade in a pinch. Alright, get the blade out. Woo! There we go. They should know this. Yeah, there's a cap converter in there. Let's fire this up and see how much shit comes out of it. Oh, that ain't terrible. I'm gonna vacuum some of this up. Sucks, I feel bad. Jordan just cleaned the garage too. I was really worried this thing's gonna sound like a complete fart box, but yeah, I think we do this right, it'll turn out pretty good. I mean, yes, it's a 6-cylinder, okay. It's the 3.8, I know, it's not a V8. No, I'm not gonna swap it out. We're just gonna enjoy it and drive it. All right, I think I got everything I needed. I got some adapters I'm gonna have to make work. This is kind of the setup I'm going for. So I got two 24-inch straight pipes right off the cat, 90, 45s, and then it's gonna go just straight out the side. I kind of lined it up where I cut the exhaust, so it should come out about there. But I'm trying to figure out if I wanna go off this side or that side. I was looking again more at the fuel tank and the fuel line. I might be able to do it because then the exhaust will be coming like right here. This is the fuel line right there, but the fuel tank shouldn't be terrible as long as I have it more up here than back there. So we want to boil the gas before it gets to the engine. That's kind of my idea if we do it that way. So yeah, and we still have to try to figure out hangers. Much as I really want to go out the passenger side, I think it's just gonna be easier and probably safer to run it just out the driver's side. I think it'll still look just as cool. I did have to go out and get some extra extensions, like 18 inches, that really make it shoot out the side. Otherwise it would have just been sitting just barely underneath. But I got some adapters. I think I'm gonna weld up my pieces, then I'll put it up in the car up there. I'll probably use a jack to hold it up there, and we'll weld it in. I don't think I'm gonna bore you guys with the welding process because I don't want to make this video any longer than it already has to be. Just gonna do it, get it done, and then I'll film it after and we'll fire it up and see what she really sounds like. A couple hours later, I got the exhaust pretty much done. I'm just about ready to button it up. I gotta cut a couple more extensions and finally give it that look out the side I've been really wanting to do. But let me show you what I got going on here. I mean, she ain't gonna probably win any shows. I think it'll work just fine. So yeah, we had to get some adapters and just did some straight pipes there. Did a 90 and a 45, two 45s, and just right out the side. I want to fire it up, but I want to wait. I just want to finish it up, be done with it, and then we can fire it up, and I'll let you guys hear what this thing sounds like. Okay, I got the battery rehooked up. So yes, I disconnected the battery before we did any sort of welding. Fire. I had a hard time trying to get all that material out, so I'm sure over time it'll rattle and it'll go out. All right, I kind of like it. It sounds actually pretty mean. Of course, when you rev it up, it sounds like a 6-cylinder, but at idle, I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, it's got that weird popping right there. Not quite sure what that is. Yeah, take it for a drive. Does pretty good. I drove for about an hour. When you really get on it, it's like, okay, not bad. Anyway, I think that'll do for the exhaust part of this. I think what we got next is probably hood pins, because I still gotta shape the wing, but overall, I think we're pretty dang close getting ready to finally paint this thing. So I finally got my hood pins here. We're gonna put these on the car while I already have the rear wing off drying, because I did a lot of Bondo and priming, so I'm just gonna kind of leave it off, let it dry, and while we're doing that, we're gonna put the hood pins in it. But I screwed up, because I got two different styles. I got these, not realizing the ends are different, but whatever. Uh-oh, that's like a little too much. I always put washers in between, which is kind of what I like doing anyway. That's why I like using these hood pins instead of the other ones, because these have a nice little point on it.
Perfect.
Yeah, they go right through. Okay, now for the front. So this is going to be not as easy as the rear, because I don't have a hole underneath to get a nut to, and I have no way to make a hole. So I cut some custom brackets, and we're going to probably end up drilling a hole in the bracket, weld that on there. I'm going to weld the nut to the bottom. So all I got to do is take the welded nut and bracket, put it on there, tack weld it there, do that to both sides. So then all we got to do is just put the top nut on there, put the hood pin on there, and then put the nut on top, and then we should be golden on that. All right, I got these cut out. I'm gonna take my die grinder, waller out this hole a little bit, weld the nut on first, of course, and then set it on there, and it should be golden. Hot, 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 hot. Yes, I disconnected the battery. Okay, those are on there, they're welded. I'm not gonna tighten these down yet. Let's go ahead and close the hood and see where we're at with the pins. That's pretty dang close. I think that'll pretty much do it for the build video on the Thunderbird. Thank you guys so much for watching. So stay tuned for the next video, because we are gonna paint this car finally. I am so psyched for it. So the next time you guys see this car, it's gonna get painted. See you in a couple weeks. It's gonna be bad. This is gonna be terrible.
Look at the mess.
Yeah. This might take a few days. Get in there.